Hey guys, so today I'm very excited to be doing a tutorial using the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance Palette. This palette is gorgeous and I'm not sure how long ago it came out. It wasn't too long ago. I think it was just a few weeks ago. And to be honest, I don't remember how much this thing cost. I think it was like $45-ish. I could be wrong though, but anyways, I'll link it down below where you can find this. I got mine at my local Sephora, so I mean, you can get it from the Anastasia site or Sephora site, or just walk into a Sephora and be like, I want it. And I'm also going to be using the new Benefit Cheekathon palette. This palette is so cool. It's great because it has bronzers and blushes in it, but we'll get to that later. I actually really like this look. I wasn't expecting to be able to do something that I would wear on an everyday basis. Although this is a little bit much for every single day. I feel like if you tone down a few colors and maybe use a little less sparkle, but I mean, I like sparkle. Maybe use a little less sparkle. This could be something that anyone could wear on a day-to-day basis. So if you guys like this video, please make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and tell me what you would like to see next. If that wasn't in focus, I'm going to be so mad. So first I'm going to pick up Warm Taupe and I'm going to apply this to the outer corner of my eye and then blend it all the way into my crease, and I'm using this as my transition color. Although I am blending it all over my crease, I am going to focus it more on that outer corner because that's where a lot of my pigmentation is going. So that's where I want it to be the easiest to blend out my product later. Next, I'm bringing in this burnt red shade, and I cannot pronounce the name of this shade to save the life of me, so we're going to go with burnt red. So I'm going to apply this to the outer corner of my eye, really focusing on that outer corner again, and then just dragging the product across my lid. Again, I'm not trying to go past my crease with this color because I want it to be a subtle hint later on. Next, I'm going in with Antique Bronze, which is a gorgeous bronze shade, and I'm packing that onto that outer corner because these shadows are very pigmented. And then I'm going to wipe off my brush, and then with that same brush, after I wipe it off, I'm going to go ahead and just blend that in. You can see now what I mean by a lot of the pigmentation is in that outer corner, so that's where I want it to be easiest to blend. So that's where I really pack on the color, and then I blend on later out. Next, I'm mixing these two shimmer shades. The top one's called Vermeer and the bottom one's called Primavera, and I'm awful at pronouncing things, so if I butchered those, sorry. And I'm taking that on a dense packing brush, and I just wet my brush a little bit with some Max Fix Plus, and I'm just kind of like sloppily putting that all over the center of my lid on both sides, and then I'll go in and I will buff that out in a little while. So taking just the fluffy blending side of the brush that this palette came with, I am just blending those into those two other colors. This doesn't have to be perfect yet. Now I'm picking up Love Letter, and this is probably my favorite shade in this entire palette. It's this gorgeous pink color, and I'm going to put that right on the inner corner of my eyes, and I'm going to blend that up and in a little bit. I actually ended up loving this color way more than I thought. Normally I stay away from like pinks, but this is such a gorgeous color, I couldn't stay away from it. So I am just blending that up into my crease a little bit just to make it look like it belongs there a little bit more. Now taking that same shade, Love Letter, just using that same pencil brush, I'm just going to blend this onto the bottom lash line. I'm going to start from the outer corner and I'm going to work my way in, only going about halfway, because then I'm going to pick up the Antique Bronze color on a flat packer brush, and I'm going to help that and blend that into my bottom lash line, and that's what's going to help blend in that pink shade. If you wanted here, you could use those shimmer shades instead. Next, I'm going to take Primavera again, and that's what I'm going to use as my inner corner highlight. This is a gold inner corner highlight, which normally I don't do, but my eyes are brown, as you can see. And gold inner corner highlights really make my eyes pop because they're brown. The gold reflects off the brown. So to start on my face, I'm going to be using my Revlon Color Stay Whipped Foundation.
And just using a normal foundation brush, I'm going to go ahead and just apply this to my face, which is very red and breaking out. So today it needs a little bit more love than normal. So using a damp beauty blender, I am going to just blend all of this all over my face. I did prime my face before I even started doing my eyes, and I personally used my Marc Jacobs coconut face primer. This is what works best for me in my skin tone as of right now. So I'm just going to make sure that that foundation is nice and blended in. Next, I'm taking the Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid by Urban Decay, and a lot of people color correct before they do their foundation or concealer, but me personally, I'm only color correcting a few spots, so I'm going to put this over my foundation to give it something to stick to. I find that this works for me because I have oily skin, and I have a little guy down there, a little face demon. So next I'm going to take my Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer, which is my absolute favorite concealer. It doesn't crease, it does not bunch up, and it stays on all day long. And I'm going to apply that underneath my eyes, my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and my chin. And I'm going to spot correct that little face demon on my chin. And then using that same damp beauty blender, I'm just blending that all over my face. Not only is this going to conceal your face, but it's also going to act like a highlighter too, and it's going to highlight underneath your eyes and your nose, which you want the center of your face to be highlighted more than the outer part of your face to make you look like you're awake even when you may seem like you're not. And I always make sure I blend down onto my neck to make sure I don't have that line that everyone does not want. Next, I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm just setting underneath my eyes. This is how you're going to make it so that your concealer does not crease, is by setting underneath your eyes. And I'm going to pretty densely pack that on there. And I'm also going to set my forehead and my chin and a little bit on my nose. This is because I'm oily, and so if I set these areas and make them matte, they're going to stay on a lot longer. So I'm just going to take a fluffy face brush that's completely clean, and I'm just wiping that off. Next, using the Cheekathon palette by Benefit Cosmetics. This is a brand new palette. I just received it, and like new things that I get, I always feel like I want to smell my makeup products every single time I open them. And this one smells really good, which I wasn't expecting. But I'm taking the Hoola bronzer, and I'm going to use my NARS Ita brush and just start sculpting out my cheeks. I always start at the top of my ear, and I make my way down, and I really like this bronzer. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, but it's very easy to use and it's buildable, which is always what I look for in a bronzer because I'm so fair. Using too much is just scary. So I want to make sure I apply that on my chin and on my forehead as well. And then I felt like I was a little muddy up there, so I did take that same brush that we used to wipe off the setting powder, and I just cleaned it up a little bit. And I had some more face demons that I found, so I'm just going to cover those with some concealer and a damp beauty blender. And then I'm going to sculpt out my nose a little bit. And this is I'm actually using the brush from the Anastasia palette because I felt like it worked really well for this, and I was actually a fan. So I'm just using that brush and my finger to just sculpt out my nose a little bit and make it look not as big. Next, I'm taking this first blush shade, and I am just applying that to the apples of my cheeks. And Rihanna came on, so you know, I had to sing and dance to it. Back to business, we're taking the Anastasia Glow Kit, and this is in the shade That Glow. And I'm picking up the shade Sunburst out of this kit, which is that yellow shade, and I'm applying that all over the apples of my cheek, up my cheekbones, a little on my forehead, my nose, and the cupid's bow. And then I'm just going to go ahead and redefine the under eye area in that corner highlight. I tried doing my eyeliner on camera, guys, and I just couldn't do it. Like, it was impossible. It was absolutely impossible, and I still don't like how it came out because I started doing it on camera, but that's okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and just tight line my waterline. I'm using a new Tarte Cosmetics eyeliner, which I actually did really like. Oh, that eyeliner just needs some help, some saving. Now I'm using the new Tarte paint mascara, and I'm unsure what the actual name of this is called. It's like Tarte Paint something or other. I don't know. But I'm just going to go ahead and coat my lashes. I personally didn't put on lashes for this look because I was going out of the house, and I don't normally put on lashes. I feel like that's a lot of work every single day. But this mascara was amazing. I wasn't expecting it to volumize my lashes as much as it did. Next, for my eyebrows, I'm going to go ahead with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, and this is in the shade medium brown. Next, I'm taking Jeffree Star's Velour Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade Celebrity Skin. I absolutely love this lipstick. This is probably my go-to lipstick, and this is probably my favorite shade. Not gonna lie. Then I'm going to just drench my face in Urban Decay setting spray. I always have to do this before I leave the house. And that is it for this tutorial, guys. If you like this, please remember to subscribe and thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.